Hi, this is John Stark, Artistic Director of the Illinois Shakespeare Festival, and I'm here today with Ashley Hart Adams, who's participating in our Take Time to Pause event of the summer, the video event that's filling in some connections because of the COVID-19 2020 season that we're having. Um, uh, Patrons will remember Ashley from last year's season, 2019, in characters like Phoebe in As You Like It, Jane in Pride and Prejudice, and Portia in Caesar. First of all, Ashley, where are you coming to us from? Where are you right now as we're talking?
Yeah, I currently live in New York City, so hi from New York.
In New York, it's been an interesting time in New York, given everything that's going on. You're in the heart of things in many ways.
Yes, we're on a lockdown and it's been pretty complete. We're starting to enter into some phases that will allow some things to start opening. We're getting a bit more lenient, but for the most part, we're still trapped in quarantine.
Yes, it's been a struggle for so many performers and entertainers in New York City. I first got to know you and seeing you work at Arkansas Shakespeare Theater in 2017, and then you came to us. But COVID-19 also affected you this season. Where were you slated to work this summer?
Yes, I was supposed to be at the Utah Shakespeare Festival this summer. I was so excited. It was really quite disappointing to hear that they had to postpone their season, but of course it was understandable. But yeah, it's been affecting a lot of creatives, COVID-19.
It has. It's been disappointing, and everyone understands. But yeah, Utah is one of the premier Shakespeare theaters in the country, along with places like Oregon as well, and Stratford, of course, in Canada. But one thing I wanted to ask you about is that your monologue that you shared was Antonio from Twelfth Night. So I'd like to just wanted to ask you a little bit about what about Antonio intrigued you, and why did you bring Antonio to us?
Yeah, so I have always loved that piece. I was in a production of Twelfth Night. Oh man, how many years ago was it now? 7 years ago, I think it was.
Mhm.
I was Viola in it, but the actor that played Antonio, when I first heard him say the speech, I thought to myself, "Oh man, these words sound like the words of a woman scorned." You know, they're the language is really relatable to I think whoever you are. I think anyone has been in a position where they feel, just to give some context as to what's happening with Antonio's monologue, Antonio saved Sebastian, a character in Twelfth Night,
Mhm.
from death, really brought him back to health, has given everything to take care of him. And Antonio is under the impression in this moment that Sebastian has betrayed him. And Antonio's being arrested, and he says, "I just need 1 second to let you guys know what I did for this man." Okay,
Right.
I gave him my heart, my soul. He stole my purse.
Right.
So there's something about the language that really felt. I don't know. There's something about it that felt feminine, honestly. So I've always related to it a lot.
Well, and I love that. In that moment, of course, Sebastian, Antonio thinks it's Sebastian, but who's it really that
Yeah,
he's
it's actually Sebastian's twin sister, Viola.
right,
And
right.
Viola has no idea who Antonio is. So it's just one of the pieces of Shakespeare's comedy that.
Yet another one of the Shakespeare plays working with twins. I find it very interesting because you yourself are a twin, I believe.
I am, yes.
You have a twin
It's,
sister, I believe.
I do. I have a twin sister. And that was the best part about playing Viola at the time, is that there really is there's a strong bond between siblings. But when when you were in the womb with someone, they are truly like your actual life mate, soul mate. We're ridiculously close. We've been quarantined together with her husband.
Oh
And
boy.
he just understands. He's like, You guys are very close. I get it.
You guys are speaking in code all the time, twin code, right?
He always just sits there drinking a beer and goes, "You guys just gab, 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 gab."
Well, it was lovely to meet her last summer when she came out to visit you at the Shakespeare Festival. And I think the other thing in your choice of Antonio also speaks to something that we've been exploring at the Illinois Shakespeare Festival is traditionally male roles played by women, and you're choosing that speech. And it is a speech about unrequited love and what he sees as betrayal. In this case, it's played a little bit for comedy because of the mistaken identity, but it's still there in the speech.
For sure, absolutely. I love that the Illinois Shakespeare Festival has taken that on, and yeah, there are a couple of other festivals who are attempting to take that route as well, and I think it's a good decision because, I mean, the words of Shakespeare, they lasted this long because they've been relatable for this long. That's why I love that Illinois has ventured into gender bending the cast, using all types of ethnicities in the casting process, because it's really anyone can hear those words, and see themselves in the story.
Absolutely, absolutely. You were part of the company last summer where we actually had to switch dressing rooms because we had more women in the company than men, and the theater was built at a time when, of course, everyone thought, oh, of course, we're going to have more men in Shakespeare than women. But we had our company last year did not reflect that, and you were in that company. Well, one thing I wanted to ask you about is that from that 2019 season last summer, do you have any favorite moments or a favorite memory that you'd love to share with our patrons?
Yeah, I think I've already touched on it a little bit, but I was just overwhelmed arriving. We don't know most of the time. That was my first time working at the Illinois Shakespeare Festival, so I didn't know who would be, what actors had been cast. I knew a couple of things, but really didn't know who was going to be in the company. Our first day, usually reading through things or company meetings is when we meet each other, and I was just overwhelmed by all the different types of people who were there. I think most of the time when I work at, a theater company, particularly Shakespeare festivals, I might be one of two Black people, but usually I'm just the only one. And it's nice to see people who look like you in particular roles. I'm now convinced that Shakespeare wrote the role of Rosalind in As You Like It for a Black woman. After seeing Jess do it.
Yeah.
It was just beautiful to see. I think that overall, that was just my favorite part of it.
It was lovely. It was lovely that Jessica Dean Turner, who played that role last summer. Ashley, do you have any final thoughts you'd like to share with us? Anything?
I just want to say thank you so much for making a space for actors to be able to spread our wings right now. It's been really daunting, kind of disheartening what's happening right now. We don't know when things are going to go back to normal, but we're pretty sure that theater will be one of the last things that can really get back to where it was. So, theater companies getting really creative in this way and trying to figure out ways to, present all of our work to the public is, I think, really important. So thank you.
Oh, you're welcome, Ashley. We want you to stay safe in New York City, and thank you for joining us and contributing to Take Time to Pause. And thank you, patrons of ISF, for joining us to watch this interview. We'll see you later.